Okay, I've turned my computer off, I've turned my phone off, I've bolted the door. If they can't speak to me, they can't find me, right? I don't think the board here would know the difference between success and a bowl of trifle, if I'm being really honest. I mean, you know, let's be real about it. Okay, I got knocked out of the cups, but I had a difficult run. There was 3 games, there was 9 points on offer. I only got 2. But we were still in the Europa League position, and I think in the grand shape of things, that was fairly good going. I think to threaten me with the sack. But then again, I mean, Brighton's manager has just been sacked. I mean, there seems to be willy-nilly sackings right across the Premier League. It's a strange old game, football. Anyway, let's get back to the football. So, the last league table that I showed you had us winning 1 in 5 games. I've actually turned that around a little bit now. We've actually won 4 games out of 5. So the first of the games was at Leicester away, and they won 1-0 in the lead. Who scores? Jamie Vardy. I think he'll still be scoring goals when he's 50. Then smart corner, and who gets the header in? Botman. Let me just pause it here. So when I took over the Newcastle job, I had a quick look in the transfer centre, and there was one transfer in there arranged for January 2023, a young kid called 𝐁𝐂𝐬. Didn't really think too much about it. I thought, okay, maybe the director of football's had a quick look, thought, yeah, okay, one for the future, stick me in the under-18s. Recently, I've been having a lot of interest in him. A lot of clubs have been coming in and wanting to loan him. And naturally, I'm saying, yeah, okay, great experience for him, send him out on loan. But the important thing is, he was turning them all down. And I thought, it kind of brought it to my attention. I thought, oh, a young kid turning all these loans down. So I had a quick look at him. He's worth between 24 and 28 million for an 18-year-old. And the next thing that happened, we got the top 50 Wonder Kids list through. He's 27th. So I had a look at his stats, and he's got reasonable stats for an 18-year-old. He's a striker. So I thought, let's have him in, if he doesn't want to go out on loan, let's have him in the first team. We'll give him some game time. So our second goal, Gabby, as he's now known, Gabby, Bruno, scores our second goal. So we're 2-1 in the lead now. And then a lovely ball forward by Foyth, and 𝐁𝐂𝐬, the 18-year-old lad, smart finish, to be fair to him. Comes in for his first game in the Premier League. Lovely finish. And another ball over the top, and Gabby sticks in for the 4th. And then Leicester get a late consolation goal, which makes it 4-2. And then we entertained Fulham at St James Park. Unfortunately, we conceded early again, so we go 1-0 down. But then Luis Alberto, with a peach of a free kick, draws us level. Foyth backs it to Dominguez, and Isaac lays it on a plate for Gabby. And then Foyth again, lovely ball over the top with the free kick, and Isaac scores for 3-1. Another home game then against Southampton, and a lovely ball forward by Dominguez for Isaac to belt one into the back of the net for 1-0. I don't know whether you've noticed, I'm playing slightly more direct now. Nice finish again from Isaac. And then 𝐁𝐂𝐬 gets his second for the club. Little bit of a P-roller. 3-0. And Southampton get a late consolation. Makes it 3-1. And lastly, the Villa game, long ball over the top, no idea what their keeper was doing, but Isaac lays it on a plate for Gabby, 1-0. And then we had 2 blank weeks for internationals. I've definitely learnt my lesson, put a couple of friendlies in there. So we beat Cali Braves 5-0 and Chorley 8-0. And the next game up is Leeds at home. So like I say, I have tweaked the tactics slightly. I think I've given up on the inverted wingers now. I have noticed in quite a few of the games where we've been undone, I mean, to be fair, by the bigger clubs, but we have been undone in midfield. I had us on like a short passing tactic, and I did notice we were getting robbed in midfield all the time. And when you're playing the likes of Liverpool and Manchester City, they'll just run past you, whip the ball, and they're off. And you know, generally with teams like that, it's a goal. So I thought, right, okay, how can we counteract that? So I've gone a little bit longer now, and it seems to be working, particularly with Barbosa and Isaac up front. And the young kid's no slouch either. 𝐂𝐂, he's no slouch. He can run onto a ball that's chucked over the top for him and stick it in the back of the net. We've just seen that in one of those games. Anyway, we've got a couple of games today, really important games. We've got Leeds and we've got Chelsea, who are in and around us for that European / Champions League spot. I mean, 6 points out of these two games would be absolutely brilliant. The morale of the team now has gone from absolutely on the floor to sky high. I mean, the morale of most of the players now is exceptional. It's perfect. So we're actually playing like a team now, where the ball's getting knocked about nicely. We're finding men with the ball, more importantly. That long ball is hitting the man instead of going too long or too short. Hopefully, this little run that we've had, the momentum now will take us nicely into these two games. So I'm just going to jump into the dugout now, and as we entertain Leeds. Okay, no messing about with this one. Team for today is Pope in goal, back four of Target, Botman, Bernal and Foyth. Dominguez is the ball-win midfield player, two in the middle of Tielemans and Joelinton. Luis Alberto is the attacking midfield player, and two up top of Gabby and Isaac. The first highlight goes to Leeds. Go on, Isaac, get your head on that one. No. Pick it up, Pope. A little bit dithery there. I think a lot of teams have sussed out our short play out from the back. They're pressing very high, which is forcing. It's forcing Pope to go long, which is not a bad thing. I mean, we are playing a bit of a longer ball game now. No penalty for that one. Not the most inspiring of games. Half an hour gone. There's not an awful lot happening. That's a lovely ball through. Well, up to now, it's been a game to forget. Never mind a game to remember. This should be a really watchable game. Newcastle Leeds. This is a big game in the grand shape of things. It's not living up to that billing at the moment. No, Joelinton. Why did you do a looping header then? He had all the time in the world to head that ball. Okay, three subs. Neither of the forwards was playing well, so I brought Callum Wilson and 𝐂𝐂 on up front, and I've replaced Tielemans with Bruno. Come on, send that ball straight back at him. That's the way, Bruno. You head the ball down to a Newcastle shirt. Callum Wilson gets us back on level terms. Smart little finish that, wasn't it? He looked really confident in the penalty area. Not played an awful lot this season. Obviously with Isaac doing his thing. And now brought Barbosa in as well. But he's getting a chance today. We just need 𝐂𝐂 to stick the winner in now, and everything's great with the world. Although Leeds have got a free kick. It's over the top. Okay, a little bit of a tactical switch. I've swapped 𝐁𝐂 and Wilson around, and I brought Almiron on as a shadow striker. It doesn't look as though we're gonna, or are we? No. Head it down, that's it. Wilson out to Foyth. Come on, Foyth, he can be a good provider. He got bullied off the ball there, didn't he? He was going to win it. Yes! Almiron just brought him on. Tactical masterclass or what? I thought we'd lost that then. Foyth looked like he got bullied off the ball. 3 of them there though. That was good pressing. We just need to hang on to that now for a 2-1. Hey! 2-1. I think I'm a brilliant manager. Woo! My head's getting a bit bigger. So with that result, Leeds have dropped out the Europa League spots. Another big game coming up though, Chelsea, who are 3 points behind us. And this is going to be a tough test of our recent form. Can we keep it rolling? Because it's at Stamford Bridge. We'll see you there shortly. Welcome to Stamford Bridge. Team for today. Pope in goal. Back 4 of Target, Botman, Banau and Foyth. Dominguez, ball winning midfield player. I've got 3 across the middle today. Tielemans, Campana and Joe Linton. Luis Alberto behind a lone striker, Isaac. So as you would expect, playing a little bit more cautiously today. Can't really go to Stamford Bridge and start going all gung-ho. I do have a bit of a philosophy though that, you know, the best form of defence is attack. Doesn't always work, but it is a bit of a philosophy of mine. And if you can keep the opposition busy at the other end of the pitch, they're less likely to come back and attack you. We're winning the ball back really well, although there's some shenanigans going on there. I mean, we won the ball back well there 3 times and then just gave it back to them again. This is what I was saying. Playing this cautious, tip-tappy football doesn't really suit us because we get caught out on the ball too much. Nicey, look. I should have gone with my gut instinct and put 2 up top and gone for it, I think. We just don't suit this tippy-tappy football. Okay, I've made a slight tactical adjustment to try and stop us fiddling about on the ball. Foyth's going to lose that, isn't it? Well, that's a lovely ball forward, actually, to Isaac. Can Isaac do it? No, he can't. So we've dropped to 5th with this result now. Well, with the scoreline as it is. But we have still got a game in hand of Chelsea. Come on, they've made a mistake. We need to make the most of this now. Chelsea are not going to make that many mistakes. No, we're fiddling about on the ball again. Get it long. Look, we've lost the ball again. Stop doing that. Oh my word. Frustrating and annoying doesn't come into it. Not good enough. Not good enough. Target has now picked up an injury. Well, that's about the worst first half of football I think you're likely to see. Okay, some quite severe changes at half time. I've used all my subs, had to really. Tielemans and Target were both injured. So I brought Bruno on in midfield, Jamal Lewis left wing back. I brought Almiron on again. Can he do the same thing for us in that shadow striker position? And I brought Gabbett and Qual on up front. Right, come on lads, can we win the second half? Can we win the second half 3-0? Because then that would be a nice point. At the moment, we're looking shocking. Come on, we need to be a little bit more direct. That's a nice ball of Foyth. Go on, Qual. He's done it again. Three goals in 3 starts. Not bad from the young kid. 3-1. It's a little bit more like it. We're going a little bit more direct. Stop dickering about on the ball. A little bit more direct. Stop pinging the ball about. More dynamic stuff. Can we get another one? Get it back to 3-2. We're actually getting on top in the game now. Although possession's fairly even, 52-48. Right, just spray the ball, spray the ball. No, you're dickering about on the ball again. It's not what we talked about. Come on, Bruno. That's more like it. Go on, Gabby. Stick it in the back of the net. Go on, Botman. No. Shame. Chelsea are picking it back up again now. Shame. Wasn't to be, but you know what? Second half, I thought we really started to turn it on. But I'm going to say, expect to see you all in training tomorrow. You don't deserve a day off after that. Keep them on the toes. Well, I think holding hands up time again. I think I maybe made a little bit. I gave Chelsea a little bit too much respect there. I mean, I went in a little bit negative. We were tip-tapping the ball around in the first half, and we got. I mean, Chelsea's players will always, exploit that kind of thing, I suppose. And I just hope that keeping it tight would maybe get us a point out of the game, but 3-0 in the first, always going to be hard to come back from that. Changed the tactic in the second half, went 2 up top, went a little bit more direct, and it was definitely working. There's no doubt about it, but those 3 goals, bit of a mountain to climb. But anyway, we move on. I'm not too dispirited by that. We've had some great results recently, and if we just have a quick look at the league. So we have now dropped into the Europa League spots with the loss against Chelsea. We're both on 57 points. Crucially, we have got a game in hand. We do have to win that game in hand, but we have got a game in hand. We're 5 points ahead of Tottenham as it stands at the moment. Well, with 8 games to play, my target at the beginning of the season was European football of some description, and we're still well placed to do that. Hopefully the board are going to have a little bit of patience, because I think we're still very well placed. Anyway, usual old thing, I'm going to play a few games off camera now, and unless something really dramatic happens, more than likely come back for the last 2 games of the season, when hopefully we'll be booking some kind of a European competition for next season. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. If it's the kind of thing that you'd like to see more of, please subscribe to my channel, give me a like, and we'll see you next time for more from me, the Gobby Gaffer.